Motors has a lot going on for it presently, and its prospects are equally large in proportion. The company has a good understanding of the market and its need, which has been proved with the 9,000 bookings of their first vehicle. First deliveries are scheduled for this year. The company is showing itself more and more in the news. What will the next 5 years be like for Lucid? Before we get into today's video, feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Your thoughts are more than welcome in the comment section, and likes are highly appreciated. There are currently no Lucid Air models on the road, but still, the company has managed to generate enormous hype in the EV community. The company expects to have its vehicles on the road before the year 2021 ends. For this purpose, Lucid is planning to begin production at the Arizona facilities in the second half of 2021. Out of the more than 9,000 reservations that the company has received for the Lucid Air, there will be more than 1,000 units delivered to the public in North America before 2021 ends. The rest of the vehicles, including the bookings from other regions and markets, are scheduled in the year 2022. This will mark the beginning of a phase of rapid growth for the company in the coming years. Lucid released their upcoming plans, which are looking very promising. Today, we will go over these plans. These include their collection of vehicles, sales projections, and market differentiation. The video is divided into chapters, which you can find down in the description as timestamps. These help you navigate through the video at your own pace. Vehicle lineup. Lucid plans to broaden its portfolio by adding more vehicles to the lineup. This will be done by the introduction of the SUV in the year 2023. The name of this project will be Project Gravity. It will also be delivered to the public in the year 2023. Then, later in the year 2025, Lucid plans to introduce a much more affordable model in its EV lineup. Currently, the prices of the Lucid Air are pretty high as compared to all the other EVs in the market. The top-end trim of the Lucid Air can cost nearly $200,000 with all the bells and whistles included. This model starts at around $70,000 for the base model. The prices may not be similar to Tesla, but the strategy is somewhat similar to the EV forerunner. Tesla also began with the introduction of its high-priced flagship sedan and then released the flagship SUV, the Model X. It took some time for the company to introduce the affordable models, the Model Y and Model 3. Even after so many years, Tesla is still struggling to produce the highly affordable $25,000 model. Lucid claims that this milestone of introducing an EV at such a low price point is a long way down the road. These are very optimistic prospects for the company and will be a great achievement if Lucid gets to do this in the time frame being projected. Lucid just might be able to successfully do this as it plans to deliver flawless units to the public that will not be pushing the company and its progress in the backward direction. Sales projections. Let's talk about the sales figures that Lucid aims for in the coming 5 years. Lucid stated to deliver more than 1,000 of the Lucid Air before 2021 ends. In the next year, 2022, Lucid plans to focus on delivering the rest of the bookings and all the new bookings that it manages to secure. The projected rise in Lucid Air sales will be to 36,000 units in the year 2022. This sales number will be accompanied by other deliveries of 12,000 units of the Lucid Project Gravity. The total number of sales for the year 2023 should be 48,000 units, including the Lucid Air and Project Gravity. There will be a substantial increase in vehicle sales and deliveries in the year 2026. For Project Gravity alone, there will be 134,000 deliveries according to the projections being made. This will be more than the number of Lucid Air units sold, as they will be at 42,000 units. It's to be noted that by the year 2026, Lucid will have introduced and delivered its affordable model as well. The expected delivery figures of the affordable Lucid model will be at 7,000 in the year 2025 and are expected to grow more than 10 times and reach 75,000 in the year 2026. If we include the sales figures of the affordable model, we see that Lucid will be able to sell more than 251,000 vehicles in the year 2026. Financial numbers. There is a lot to say about the hype around the merger with CCIV. Let's go over the numbers provided by Lucid Motors around the revenue, profit, loss, and free cash flow in the coming 5 years, beginning in 2022 and ending in 2026. The figures rise rapidly as the company expects to deliver 1,000 vehicles in the year 2021 and then ramp it up to 251,000 in the year 2026 after progress of just 5 years. Let's begin with 2022. The year will have a revenue of $2.2 billion, while the gross profit will be $34 million US. This year will have a loss of $1.1 billion with a free cash flow of $2.8 billion. Coming to the next year, 2023, the revenue will jump up to $5.5 billion, while the gross profit will also rise to $1.1 billion. This year will see a loss of $637 million and a free cash flow of $3.3 billion. In the year 2024, Lucid will be having revenue of $9.9 billion US with a gross profit of $2.1 billion. The loss will be at $592 million and a free cash flow of $1.5 billion. Then comes 2025. The year will have a revenue raised to $14 billion and a loss of $3.1 billion. The loss will be at $1.7 billion and the free cash flow will be at $321 million. Lastly, we look at 2026. The year will have a revenue of $22.8 billion and a gross profit of $5.3 billion. Here, we also get to see a loss of $2.9 billion and a free cash flow of $1.5 billion. All the losses discussed earlier are on an earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization basis. If we put all the numbers in perspective, it paints a very optimistic picture for Lucid. The company will be having a gross profit percentage that averages at about 22%. This is very promising if we compare that to Tesla. Tesla had a gross profit margin of 19.7% over the past 5 years. Let's talk about the peak cash flow in the year 2023. It will be so due to the preparations for the production of the SUV named Project Gravity. Such endeavors tend to take up a huge chunk of the finances in the form of capital expenditure. Investors' reactions. The Lucid stocks are currently being traded under the Churchill Capital 4. All the investors are welcoming this stock with open arms due to the promising prospects Lucid has to offer. It is, however, very surprising to see that a company that has not yet landed its first car on public roads is getting such a positive response. Whenever the progress and plans of Lucid are being discussed, it is inevitable to compare it to Tesla. Tesla is the forerunner in the EV game, and every up-and-coming EV maker is firstly compared to Elon Musk's company. Lucid is often made to seem like a Tesla challenger. This is not the case in reality. The company may be able to beat Tesla, but the chance seems very far-fetched and may not be very feasible shortly. This is because Tesla is and always will be almost a decade older than Lucid and ahead of it. What Lucid plans to do in the next 5 years has been done by the company in the previous decade. However, it does not mean that Lucid will not be of anything substantial. The luxury EV maker will give legacy luxury car makers a run for their money, as it is heavily focused on infusing state-of-the-art technology with the highest standards of luxury. A prime example of the competition is the latest electric luxury sedan by Mercedes-Benz named EQS. Lucid will build its way up in the next 5 years in a very strategic manner. It will first start the deliveries of its flagship sedan, the Lucid Air. Once the flow of the deliveries gets stable and growing, the company will introduce its next flagship vehicle, which will be an SUV by the name Project Gravity. It will then begin deliveries and try to stabilize the flow of deliveries. Once it is done, the company will release its affordable models, just like Tesla has done in the form of the Model 3 and Model Y. The wrap-up. Lucid clearly has high potential. The company is positioning itself as a brand more actively in the market. More media appearances are done and production is about to start. The plans and future prospects released by the company are looking very promising. If the company can live up to these expectations, their future will be a success without doubt. But can the company walk the walk? What are your thoughts? Are Lucid's plans enough to differentiate themselves from others? The industry had many setbacks. How many more will come? Leave your thoughts and feedback in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.